Good evening, Lanterns and Chair, and welcome to Act 3, where I'm killing midget people because they think they have rights as a human being. But anyway, Act 3 was pretty much a breeze. Like, with my newfound javelin, my bow, and my newfound skills, I actually felt like a real character. I did damage, I had a tank, and I'm just pretty much having fun because my character actually doing something. Well, of course, with my bow I still do no damage, but with my newfound skill, Plague Javelin, just look at the beauty, how much damage it does. Now, even though it replenishes quantity, I still cannot use it that much because it's kinda slow, so most of the time I'm still using my bow, which is fine because from the bow that I got from Duriel is just amazing. Now, by far, this was the shortest and easiest act I ever done. I think I did the whole act under 2 hours. And I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound that short, but trust me, compared to Act 2 or Act 1, this was short. And to be honest, not much to talk about this act. Almost nothing happened. I just pretty much cruised through with no problem. The only problem I had that I got lost and I didn't know actually where to go. Now, I did my Mr. Funny win, who has tons of it, and they were kind of annoying because they actually healed and the projectile was pretty much undodgeable. But, I mean, with the damage of Plague Javelin and with decoy tanking, I still had no problem with it. Also, I got this cheat figurine which one of the NPCs really wanted in the town, and I gave it to him, and in exchange he gave me a potion that permanently increases my life by 20. This was amazing. And I really wanted to drink it until I realized this is also consumable. Yeah. Oh well, I can give it to the ground so I can support my weight. I mean, 20 health to the ground is still good. And we don't talk about too much about the chance because what I get is pretty bad, but this one, 7% increased speed on walking and running is actually pretty decent. Like, how dope is that? I actually got a charm that was useful. And also 7% extra gold. Yeah, I mean, one good, one bad, I guess it's a good trade-off. Also, this wouldn't be a Diablo 2 video without mentioning. Hollow Knights are also here, but I was actually pretty strong, so I didn't have any problem with them. But yeah, say hi to Hollow Knights, my favorite game and friends. Alright, moving on. Now, we did reach our first obstacle, the council members that were guarding Mephisto, which is the egg boss of Act 3. And they were kinda annoying since they were summoning hydras, flaming hydras, which was firing firebolts all towards me or my decoy. But thankfully decoy really good at tanking because it has the same amount of health plus 20% or 10% more, depending how many skill points is on decoy, which means they're kinda tanky. They are way tankier than me, that's for sure. But the champion one did oppose a threat because they actually have lifesteal in melee range, and if I put a decoy down to tank, they can actually heal up the damage I do. As you can see, he just went to full health from health to health. So yeah, I could not use decoy, although it took me a while to realize that yeah, he just heals up whenever there is a decoy. But yeah, after I realizing it, I just didn't use decoy, kited round and round like Enderia, and finished the job. Now I went back to my town, grabbed all the charms I had in the bag, well, not all of them, but the most I can fit in the bag, and I was ready to fight Mephisto. Now, Mephisto is a caster with pretty powerful lightning poison and cold magic, but it's pretty easily avoidable, especially if there is a gap between you and the boss, so to be fair, it was not bad, although I did make a mistake, which I let the player count left on 3 players. Now, I haven't talked about this, but in Diablo there are player counts which you can increase or decrease depending what you want, and I usually increase it by now to 3 players, which increases the enemy health by 3 times, which it did for Mephisto as well. And in exchange you get more experience, because that's how I usually farm experience, by increasing the player count. But I usually put it on player 1 before boss. But yeah, Mephisto is an exception because I love him. Just look at how cute he is. Like, come on, he's trying to catch me, but he can't. Oh, but he's trying so hard. Oh well, anyway, you can see the boss fight was nothing interesting and we can easily beat Act 3. And you know, after this I just realized that probably normal is just gonna be so easy after Duriel. Like nothing's gonna actually stop us now. We got so much stronger with Plague Javelin, with the Javelin that we can use, with this bow. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Not even death can save you from
Key.
Right? Right? Welcome to Act 4, where most enemies really love to being resistant to poison because they are or undead or just green skin demon, which I guess makes them immune to poison almost. So yeah, using Plague Javelin isn't really a good option anymore, which means back to slowly killing them with a bow. I already missed Act 3. It was so much more fun than doing this. Now generally Act 4 is the shortest act since it only has 3 objectives, and I only care about the last one, which is killing the end boss, and the first one, which is killing Izuel. Even though Izuel is definitely the most tankiest enemy in the entire game. I mean, you can just see how he just does not wanna die. But I do need to kill it because the quest reward is actually something I can use. 2 skill points. Now I haven't talked about loot since I actually just didn't get any good loot. Like, yeah, 14 attack rating ring and a large charm that deals a little poison damage is pretty much the best loot I got. So all my gear is pretty much from Act 1 and 2, and I didn't get anything from Act 3 4 so far. Which means my gear is kind of weak, and soon to be I need to face Diablo, which is the Act 4 end boss to proceed to Act 5. I am not doing a lot of damage. As you can already see, my bow is still as bowy, it just does almost nothing. My javelin still do damage, but the problem is most enemies, as I said, is just loves inhaling toxic like smoking is bad for you, don't do that. Now to summon Diablo I have to interact with 5 seals, but 3 of the seals will summon a specific champion. And I wanted to talk about this specific champion because it was a Venom Lord, which you can guess in the name is kinda immune to poison. And also they have super fast and super strong. Yeah, this one was a doozy and a problematic, and of course I had to kill him to summon Diablo. And keep in mind, if for some reason I die to Diablo, I have to redo all 5 seals and killing all 3 champions, including this one. This guy was tough, and I did my best to actually not engage with him because he just destroys my decoy, and once he destroys my decoy, he sprints towards me to also destroy me. But once he fell, it was time to head back to the village to get the charms, because this time we are fighting Diablo. Now Diablo has a lot of abilities, and mostly fire or lightning. And the lightning one is just pretty much chain lightning, you can easily dodge, but the problem is wave of flame, and usually it's not a problem because it doesn't do that much damage, but you can look at my health, how he destroys me, and you actually can't really dodge that. I tried, I really did, but even standing between the 2 gaps of flame, it still hits you, and I have no health. And okay, I have health, but I have no fire resistance at all. None of my gear actually gives me fire resistance, which means it does full damage. Now I tried to pull him near a wall so I can actually LOS the fire, but this boss is not like other bosses. This one is smart, he always keeps moving back to a place where he can just simply hit me because there is no LOS way. There was so many times I had to return to the town or to the nearest Hellshire to heal up. And keep in mind, while I'm doing that, the boss also regenerates life. So it's not really a good thing to actually run back, unless I actually do enough damage so the regenerate life isn't actually destroying me. And the boss definitely figured out what's my weaknesses, because he kept spamming this ability almost non-stop. Like, he knew I can easily dodge the other one, but this one was just unavoidable. And no matter how hard I tried to pull him to a wall, he just ignored me until he managed to actually kill me. While clearing back to Diablo, I also get this amazing javelin, which I couldn't use. I was pretty devastated.
Wow, it's so good.
And it was time to once again face Diablo. And trust me, I tried everything to somehow avoid the damage. I tried to put the decoy in front of me so it doesn't actually hurt me, but the projectile does go through decoy, so it didn't matter. And once again ran away so far that you can see the gap between the flame circle, and I tried to be between the flame circle, but instead of dodging the attack, it still hit me. No matter what I did, that attack was unavoidable. Later on I did realize that if you stand closer to the boss, for some reason the wall of flame actually does less damage, which doesn't really make sense because the closer you are, it should hit you way easier or with more projectiles, but whatever. If it does less damage, I will do it. But I had to run back so many times to just heal, and because I have no potions, I have no scroll of town prota, I have nothing. I have to run back every time to a shrine or back to the town, and keep in mind while doing so, the boss regenerates life, and I'm almost doing no damage, since one of the things I'm actually trying to still do is to pull him back to the wall, so I have some kind of chance to just throw some plague javelin there and hide behind the wall, because I have no chance of surviving the flame of war. Now I'm not gonna show you the full fight, although I will put it in the description, but it took, just this single fight took 17 minutes to actually be over, and most of them was just running back to a shrine or a town portal. And you might think, wow, this was still so easy because I have infinite healing. Not really, because if the boss actually catch me and kills me in combat, with potion you can just heal in combat, but I actually have to survive that part when he catches me and manage to run back. Also, once again, the boss does regenerate life when I'm running back. And trust me, not every boss is a boss where you can actually run away from him. Like, look at Duriel, there was no way to go back. And the next boss also does not have a way to go back. And maybe Diablo looks like a devil, and sure, he probably the Lord of Hell and everything, but in the end, he is a kind soul because he gave me this amazing ring with 6% lifesteal and damage reduction by 2. Yeah, thanks Diablo, you are really a good guy, huh? Now venturing to Act 5, the game immediately showed me that how undergeared I am. The game jumped high, like everything became so tanky, and I mean, I guess they do damage too, but the point is they are really tanky. And I'm pretty sure I'm playing on player count 1 now, so wow, I am so undergeared and I really need a new weapon. Although getting a new weapon is not that easy, since, you know, it has to replenish quantity, and I mean the bow just never gonna do damage, so oh boy, this is gonna be a problem, huh? Now, I did do the first objective, which was just kill a champion called Shank, hoping to get a good reward from this quest. Which, I mean, it's a really good reward because the blacksmith offers you a service that it puts a socket in your gear. But yeah, you can figure it out, I can't use socket, so yeah, that's kinda useless to me. Well, now I did reach level 30, which unlocks the final part of the skill tree. And I get a new skill called Valkyrie, which is just a moving decoy pretty much, because he actually doesn't do much damage. Maybe with more points on it, but for now I guess I have a moving tank, so I don't have to place decoys everywhere, but I kind of hoped he will do damage, so that was underwhelming. Now I march forward with my new best friend, myself, with a better looking gear. I suffered pretty much, because every fight was as long as I'm fighting an Isual. This felt so bad because nothing was dying. I mean, most of the time I wasn't dying either, because the Valkyrie is actually still a decent tank. Most of the time. But I'm just doing absolutely no damage. Nothing is dying. It takes ages to just even kill 3 Yetis. Like, every fight is an isol fight and I cannot increase my damage. This blows. Now I made a detour to save Anya so I can get quest reward from him, which just increases my war resistance, I think by 10, I don't know, and I remember it's actually not a consumable, so I really wanted it because I have no resistance. But during the journey to Anya, we meet a new enemy, Rotwalkers, which aren't that strong, they are annoying, but the most annoying part, they just reanimate. Even if I kill them after a certain amount of time, which is random, it could be short, it could be long, they just revive and start fighting again. And with my amazing DPS, it takes so slow to kill them that they usually just respawn whenever I finish fighting. Yeah, that's cool. Luckily, I still have the charm that deals cold damage, and yeah, it slows them, but most importantly in this time, they can shatter when they die, which means they no longer have a corpse to revive, so I guess that's one way to continue the journey. After a notoriously long journey, and trust me, it was so long I had to cut so many times, we finally find Anya that was protected by so many Yetis, including a champion one.
Need more rage!
I mean, that's fine. I can kill them quickly, sure, yeah, right?
But after finally finishing, we can free Anya. Now Anya asks to go back to the village to talk to Mala, which is an NPC in our town, and Mala find the solution how to free Anya, which gave us a potion. Wait, no, it's a potion to free Anya, which means I had to consume a potion to actually free her.
No, I did all this journey for nothing. Why?
Now I was searching for the way out of the cave so I can continue our journey. I found this really cool, expensive looking chest. Yeah, it needs a key. Good. I cannot have any joy. Now with my amazing navigation skill, which is just moving straight, I finally managed to reach the next challenge, fighting 3 Barbarian heroes, I guess. And usually the hard part of this fight that if you open a town portal, the boss fight resets, which did not include me, but it's still 3 elite boss. And I tried to separate and nuke down the ranged one, but Mr. Korik, which is one of the Barbarian, didn't like that plan and he always come after me instead of fighting Valkyrie. And in the most annoying way, he just tried to Goomba stomp me all the time. I'm not joking, he just kept jumping on me. Like, at least Talik was hitting my Valkyrie and Modok is pretty much just dead, but Mr. Korik, he just Goomba stomp all the time without stopping. I don't know what was his problem, I don't know what he wanted, but man, he is aura, and I was scared. And now I actually have a new problem which I realized during the fight. Attack rating. Attack rating makes me actually be able to hit the enemies, and usually you can get up to 95% hit chance. I'm at 73% against this fight, and this one doesn't really require too much attack rating. I do not have gear that actually gives me attack rating, and I can't wear it. Even if I find a ring or something with attack rating, I would lose my lifesteal instead. Or my mana steal if I find a weapon. I'm actually in problem with it because most of the time I can't even hit my enemies anymore. But even though we managed to defeat Kolik, and Tolik was pretty much a free kill after Kolik, and now we can enter Par's chamber to fight the last end boss for Act 5. Now after a long journey, and I mean a long journey, we managed to reach Baal, but before you actually enter Baal, he will summon 5 waves of gauntlet, with each of them contain a champion from the acts. So the first one was Act 1, and it just summoned the annoying little demons with the shields, but I mean, that was no challenge. The second wave was a little bit more scary because it summoned Hollow Knights, and Hollow Knights are smokers as well because they really like poison since they almost take no damage. But I got strong, so I mean they weren't that hard compared to Act 2 since I still am strong with Valkyrie, decoys and Plague Javelin, even though it didn't do that much damage. Now Act 3 was a little bit more challenging because they were the consumables and we already know how annoying those blazing hydras are, but once again with my newly acquired skill, and to be honest they weren't that strong in Act 3 neither, I just crushed them. And for the last one, it's Act 4, which was the most annoying game on the Venom Lords. Yeah, and also they have extra fast because the game, I guess, really knows what's annoying. And because they have really high amount of damage, they actually really easily killing my decoys or my Valkyries. But, I mean, I'm used to this. I did it at least 3 times in Act 4 because I had to retry Diablo so many times. This was still not a challenge. Now you might think, Roppy, why am I talking about this? These are trivial things I'm doing all the time. This is no challenge, why are you showing this? Well, let me show you who's the next one. Meet a new enemy type, Minions of Destruction, which they deal so much damage and they also have knockback. But that's not the problem. They have high amount of life regeneration. So high that it trivializes my damage. I have such a low amount of damage, they actually just regenerate it full without a problem. I'm not doing enough damage. I'm doing exactly the damage that the amount of life regeneration they have. I can't kill them. There is no way I can kill them with this damage because you can see the life just goes back up without a problem. I don't know what could I done, so I tried my best to split them apart. And thankfully I managed to split. Only 2 of them came, the champion itself and one of his minions. And luckily, like really luckily, the champion doesn't have that high amount of life regeneration. It still took me way too long to kill him because he was so tanky and he still had life regeneration, but it wasn't bad. And I didn't know that, but once I killed the Minion of Destruction next to it, which I think like took 10 minutes, just that one, because once again the life regeneration pretty much was equal to my damage. I luckily went to Baal and he just opened the portal for me. I didn't have to kill the other minions, only the champion one. Oh boy, I almost got stuck here. Or even if I'm not stuck, but almost have to kill all of them one by one, which takes 10 minutes per kill and separating them like 15 minutes. I'm so glad I don't have to, because that would have taken like 2 to 3 hours. But my joy didn't last long enough because Baal was a menace. His abilities were just insane, and this fight isn't like Diablo where you can escape. No, you are locked in with him. And yeah, he can summon tentacles that are just annoying. He can also clone himself, which is really annoying. But he also have that annoying wave of flame, which is extremely difficult to avoid. At least there are more lost plays, but that's so bad. And also now he has this blue triangle, which once again really hard to avoid because it's so fast and so big, it's almost impossible to dodge in certain angles. I am not ready for this fight. I have no damage, which the champion, the Minion of Destruction, already showed me since I wasn't able to kill them. You can understand how low my damage is and how unprepared for I am to this fight. This fight alone could be just a video by itself. It took so long. And whenever he did clones, I'm just dead. It was almost impossible. Now I didn't want to do the whole events again, because if I quit to restart, I have to heal him and back up. And of course that will summon back the Minions of Destruction, which I really didn't want to fight. So I just waited until his life was full, which is also an option as I said before. I needed to figure out a plan how to defeat him. I was thinking a lot, but I just didn't see it happening. So I had to resort to my last thing. I have to lock in and actually play good. I mean, I got so lazy I wasn't actually playing that well. I have to lock in this time. Now here is the plan that I found out. How can this fight actually be possible? When he summons clone, I'm just dead. Unless I can separate them. So if I manage to pull them apart, then I can just focus on the boss itself, or the other option, just wait out until the clone is gone, because I cannot kill him, because it's pretty tough as well, like it has so much health. And yes, the boss will regenerate life while I'm waiting for the clone to vanish, but there is no way I can survive 2 or even 3 bosses at the same time. Now, what's the plan? Even though I'm doing it perfectly, he will still hit me with the wave of flames from time to time, because there are not everywhere a LOS space, especially that the boss teleports away so many times. Now here is the catch. The boss actually summons tentacles if you are really far away from him, where he can actually see you. And with the tentacle I can heal myself up with the lifesteal. Not the best way, because the tentacle should hit pretty hard, and whenever you are far away the boss just spam it and you have to keep moving, but that was the only way that I can actually heal. So my plan was simple. Dodge really well, lock in, heal yourself up with the tentacles, and whenever there is a clone just run away and hide. Even though on the kill I almost died like one time, at least one time. I know my life was exactly 1, and it wasn't because of poison. I just managed to survive with exactly 1 health, so I got lucky with that. But this fight took so long that by itself this fight can be just a simple wither.
I mean, no, I'm not joking. The last try, which was the kill, took me 32 minutes. Just to kill him was 32 minutes. And it doesn't count the ones that I died to. Although I only died twice at least. This fight was really difficult. And I'm obviously not gonna show you the whole 32 minutes, just some clip and there. So you can see how the fight went. But this was a huge challenge. If you thought that Diablo or even Duriel was, oh my god, that's so difficult. No. They were nothing compared to Baal or Baal. Especially that as I said before, I do not have attack rating. All my hit chains were like 50%, although in Diablo 2 50% is 5%. And you can tell that I couldn't really heal as well, because I am just missing every time, and I do need to land a hit for my life still to actually proc. This fight was long and painful, and just one single mistake could mean that I have to restart. It was non-stop action throughout the whole 32 minutes. But in the end, Baal actually fell down. It felt actually really good. I love this type of challenges. I was kinda happy that this boss wasn't a joke like Enderiel or Mephisto, but a proper boss fight. And I am actually glad that I put this additional challenge where if I die I have to restart the boss, because it wouldn't have been fun to just die, throw some javelins and, you know, die again and restart. But with this, Act 5 has been completed and Diablo 2 has been beaten. In normal difficulty. Oh, you thought this is the end? No. Diablo 2 has 3 difficulties. Normal, Nightmare and Hell, which you have to play in order. So I can't actually start in Nightmare or Hell unless I beat Normal or Nightmare for Hell. which means I am going back to Act 1. Yay! But they actually gonna be way stronger, new skills, and most importantly, immune to specific abilities or damage type like poison. Which will be really bad if they are immune to poison, because that's pretty much my all damage. But once again, at least we did normal. With almost no gear, thanks to the challenge. Although we did get one body armor from Act 1, which we can wear, and also the rings and amulets, which doesn't have a durability. And we did get a weapon, but no helmets, no gloves, no boots. And to be honest, the body armor is Act 1 and the weapons are Act 2, so I wouldn't say they are good neither. And for some reason I didn't get a single good ring or necklace. I mean, you can technically say the green ring I get with the 6% lifesteal is good, but it's only good because this is the challenge. Lifesteal isn't actually good stat, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope I will see you in Nightmare. And I hope also that I don't gonna get stuck in Nightmare, because oh boy, this was really difficult even in normal. Bye!